Hello beautiful people, it's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today we're back again with another video still on the Blake Lively and the Justin Baldoni situation. We're gonna be checking this video from Candace Owens. Somebody actually left in the comments in previous videos past to check Candace Owens what she's saying, and we've also received lots of other comments to check what others have saying. Some other channels which we're also gonna check. But again, this gets all the more interesting the more you dig or the more you look at this or the more you've evidence that gets presented, it gets all the more interesting. And I would love your thoughts in the comments below at the end of this video. Let's check it out.
Now for the Hollywood tea. First and foremost, you have to understand the PR players involved because that is crucial to everything that has happened here. Okay. So I'm going to show you this. I put together this map for you, like a psychopath. Okay. Wayfarer Studios. So this is the PR firms. Jones Work PR, which is headed up by Stephanie Jones. And under Stephanie Jones was a woman who was partner named Jennifer Abel, and they were representing Wayfarer Studios and Justin Baldoni at the beginning of this movie. Stephanie Jones is apparently the #1 PR person in Hollywood. She's also like a throwback to the culture where people want to be like devils, wear Prada. She's known to be mean. Business Insider did like a whole article on her past employees and how, she makes jokes of like, I stay alive on Adderall and coffee. Like she's like a walking Vogue movie in her own brain from my understanding of what I've read online about her. And so this is who they hired because they're best in the game. Then you have Vision PR. That's Leslie Sloan's company, and she reps Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. And then on the outside over there to the right, you have a woman named Melissa Nathan, who you've seen in this lawsuit. I could not find any photos of her other than that one, which was in the New York Times, but she was not involved. She's the crisis PR person that comes in later. Okay. Here is what then happens. And this is very crucial. Jennifer Abel puts in her notice on July 10th of 2024. She tenders her resignation and says, Steph, I'm leaving you. And apparently you are not allowed to leave Stephanie Jones. You don't get out of there unscathed. And she just says, nothing personal. I'm not happy. They've released the emails. I just don't want to be at this company anymore. But the problem is that Justin Baldoni and Wayfarer don't want Jennifer to leave. They're like, we want to go with you because they've established some sort of a relationship with her. Okay. She is also friends with Melissa Nathan. Like they had developed a friendship over the year, I guess, like small world of PR. That's why the two of them are now being listed in this lawsuit against Wayfarer by Stephanie Jones. And they try to keep her happy, Stephanie Jones. And she's just like, you know what? I've prayed on this. I want to move on and do my own thing. And Wayfarer and Justin Baldoni say, you know what? We're out too. Like we're going to go with her and wait for her to establish her own thing, which she didn't do, I don't think, until this year. I couldn't find it. Anyways, we're going to move them over now because in Stephanie's mind, she's just been stabbed in the back by one of her employees. Okay. She's not happy about this. She's going, what's going on here? Why are you gone? Are you going to go join this girl? Melissa, she didn't, by the way. She did stay independent. Melissa does PR, but and Justin then hires Melissa for his crisis PR. So this is now the new team here that's dealing with everything. And to just show you how insane Stephanie maybe potentially is, you can see that she puts in her notice in July, referring to Jennifer Abel, puts in her notice in July 10th. And she says, I'm not going to leave until August 23rd. That's a long, pretty long time there. 6 weeks, whatever's required. And 2 days before she was about to leave on August 21st, this is in the filing, Stephanie Jones basically tells her that you are going to have to come into the office because, like I said, you don't survive if Stephanie Jones is angry, if she feels betrayed, and she is potentially going to burn you in Hollywood. That's the understanding from people that play inside baseball here. And the reason she can do this, okay, ready? Huge drop. Stephanie Jones is married to Jason Hodes. Now you're going, Candace, I don't know who Jason Hodes is. Jason Hodes is a senior partner at WME, okay? William Morrison Endeavor, the people that dropped Justin Baldoni. Jason Hodes is a senior partner. That is him next to Tom Brady. Why? Because Tom Brady is his client. That's how big he is, okay? Big guy. And so this is why Stephanie is able to allegedly make these sorts of threats of like, you do what she wants so people know things get bad for you very quickly. So you imagine Justin Baldoni walks with this Jennifer Abel and she's feeling like she's been betrayed. I don't know. I'm not suggesting that there was collusion between a married couple, but I am saying that I collude with my husband because we're a married couple. That's what I'm saying, okay? So how exactly does Stephanie decide to exact her revenge? Well, we don't know anything other than the facts, which is, again, on August 21st, she calls Jennifer 2 days before she's supposed to leave amicably and forces her to hand over her phone, okay? She says that she's going to confiscate it, and I'll read you directly from the lawsuit. She says, on August 21st, 2024, 2 days before her last day, Abel pulls up to the Jones Work office in Beverly Hills. There, she is confronted by a physically imposing security guard, a lawyer sitting at a conference table covered in documents, an IT professional, and Jones's chief of staff who had flown in unannounced from New York. These people are nuts. I mean, apart from, because I just quit their job without people being crazy. Like, they're just demented in Hollywood. Anyways, it goes on. It says, apart from Jones's chief of staff, Abel had never seen any of them before. After being ushered into the conference room, Abel sees that the security guard is posted just outside its doors. Sorry to laugh, but like, they're all nuts. They're all insane. And they don't know they're insane though. Blocking the exit. In a menacing and cold tone, the attorney points to documents and tells Abel to review and sign them. This is what I would imagine it's like leaving a cult. The attorney claims that Jones' work believes she had proprietary information on her personal laptop and will likely have grounds to sue if Abel does not allow them access. So it goes on and she basically says, like, please, I've had this number since I was a kid. She's shell shocked. She wants to get out of there. She doesn't want to sign the document. She doesn't have anybody representing, telling her like that she had to hand this over, apparently. The attorney then presents Abel with a list of approximately 10 documents, accuses her of having accessed them and stolen them. Abel denies having done so. The IT specialist conducts a search of her laptop, which again turns up nothing. So they think that she's colluding. I don't know what they think is going on, but you have to imagine that at the same time, Blake is starting to get bad press. Okay. So I have seen this happen before. I kid you not. Okay. When somebody leaves a company, people get kooky with their conspiracy theories about who they're potentially colluding with, okay? It's happened to me. And you really like, hey man, like I just want to leave this company. And they're going, nope, this can't be it. You must be doing something. You must be doing something behind the scenes to try to spite me, because why would you want to leave me? I'm so great. This is like a Hollywood psychotic mentality. So they're going through her stuff. They're not finding anything in her stuff. They take her phone, and this is how magically Ryan and Blake end up with these text messages that they later doctor, which we are able to see in the full context later, that the New York Times later doctors to make people think that they were plotting against Blake Lively, when in reality, they were just laughing at the fact that as the crisis PR person, Melissa Nathan, and as the main PR person now, because they're walking with her, that they actually didn't have to do any work because people just didn't like Blake Lively. So it's like Steph from Jones' work, Steph Jones's narcissism. She can't see clearly, and she just thinks she's being plotted against. And she's had a rough year because there's a bunch of employees that are starting to speak about how awful she is behind the scenes. And then you couple that with Ryan and Blake's narcissism, and you've got essentially Hollywood types that truly suffer from this God complex. Okay, it's a God complex. Like, there's no way I'm not liked. There's no way anyone wants to leave me. It is so obvious that some people must be plotting behind the scenes. Like, Candace must be plotting with this person. They're crazy. They're just insane. Okay. And now it's too late. You got the messages and they're going to the New York Times. Now, let me tell you what Steph does not know. Okay. Because when I got this, I was going, okay, this case is going to get insane, people. Okay. So what Steph did majorly here, obviously, was I am seeing clearly here, like, she helped to get the civil complaints pieces out of context messages. That's how the messages got handed over. Whether she's going to argue that she had to hand them over, or like Ryan, whatever. I think my suspicion is these two were colluding, okay, because neither could see past their own nose. But the potential blowback here for WME as a whole, essentially, you can't mess with me because I'm so and so. You can't mess with me because I'm so and so. Well, apparently, because Ryan and Blake were immediately, as we saw in the filings, being litigious, being psychopathic, being crazy, trying to take over the film. I mean, the timeline reveals to us the first time that Ryan screamed at Justin Baldoni, first time he yelled at him, was when Justin Baldoni asked the trainer who Blake got for him, how much does Blake weigh so that we can train for me to lift her up? And he showed that there was a scene where he's supposed to lift her up. He had like a double herniated disc thing. It's all documented. Like, this guy was just literally trying to make sure that he lifted her in a way that wouldn't injure his back. And then when Ryan gets home from Wrexham, he's like, "Brr, brr, you asked how much my wife weighs to make sure you don't hurt your back. Don't you ever do that again." Like, beta male stuff. Well, because they were being crazy early on in 2023, somebody, and I don't know who the person was, okay, somebody advised everyone to record everything. Somebody had a gut instinct and said, we need to record everything, because they were already being accused of things that weren't true, right? Ryan and Blake are insane. They're saying things that didn't happen. She's saying, like, he said sexy on set. He's like, I said sexy on set because you've said sexy on set, and this is how you discussed wardrobe with me, so I thought it was okay. And like, they already can see which way the wind is blowing, okay? So I don't know who gave us advice. I mean, they said record everything. So this is the reason why she didn't think the scene was recorded, or she didn't think that it was on, like, they were catching the audio, and they have it, okay? This advice maybe came from Sony, maybe it came from the lawyers, maybe it came from PR, maybe it came from Steve Sarwitz, maybe it came from Justin Baldoni's wife, who said start recording everything, okay? Who knows? But because the writing was on the wall early on, they wanted to leave nothing to Ryan and Blake's crazy-ass, wild Game of Thrones, dragging, breathing imaginations, and they started recording everything, and I'm talking conversations with execs, everything is recorded. They made an early, we're dealing with an unhinged couple, so we need to cover our asses as a matter of basic safety decision, okay? And boy, oh boy, is that instinct, that early instinct that somebody had, about to pay off. So this is like when the criminals are lying, saying the police officer beat him, but he didn't know the police officer had the body cam on, and the CCTV footage from up above, everything. And it's like, oh man, you got really caught cold lying about this one. This is one of these circumstances. Remember, New Jersey, which is where It Ends With Us was filmed, is a one-party record state, okay? So I don't know if you know this, every state has its own recording rules, which means that, like, I am in the state of Tennessee, we are one-party recording. So if someone calls me right now, I can record it for safety. It's like, I'm just gonna record this conversation for safety. I don't know. And I do this, by the way, with journalists. When they call me, I record the conversation just for safety, because I don't trust them. I'm not saying they're not gonna lie, I'm saying they are going to lie. And so I record every conversation. So I have a record of it. So New Jersey is a one-party record state. And so this is a major oopsies. A major oopsies, because they're all like crabs in the barrel. They're all lying right now, thinking that their lawyers are going to be able to prove and dissuade the public, but there are like undeniable facts. And it's not just the fact that they captured her alleged assault on camera. It's everything. The lawsuit is about to get insane. The recordings are going to be slow. It's going to be painful drip now that everybody has published their lies. Just like I said, like they were shocked. They couldn't believe they had an audio recording of her alleged sexual harassment. And then now they're like trying to come up and change the public perception. A lot of that going to happen. And I'm telling you, these WME execs, Stephanie, her husband, they're going to be having some tough conversations because this is going to blow back on them. And by the way, you're talking about an agency. This is going to hurt them. I mean, like really hurt this agency, because you don't want to believe that execs at the very tippity top are being essentially threatened or bullied or coerced or extorted, and by a couple like Ryan and Blake or like Taylor Swift, right? There are some conversations that were had, and I'm telling you, it's not going to be good for any of these people. Like, this is not good for Endeavor. And it's all because Stephanie Jones was a little paranoid, okay? She was like, nobody, genuinely, Steph, if you're watching this, I genuinely don't like Blake Lively. Like, I genuinely know, I've known she's a brat. Nobody's paying me to say this. No one's told me to say this. I think people really didn't like her during those premiere things, and there was no plot against you, okay? Come down from your high horse. The same for Blake and Ryan. There's no plot. You're genuinely this despicable and unlikable. Having read for the lawsuit, even more so. So if the next Deadpool movie fails, I want you to know no one's plotting. We just don't like you. I hope that clears things up for you.
What is interesting in this case is the fact that the more you dig, the more you uncover lots more players in this. Like, and the list goes on. Lots of people who are control freaks, and I mean, Hollywood is filled with control freaks already. So the more power they have, the more they want to control, and they just want to keep moving or playing chess and have with so many players. Now the question here is like, how deep is this going to be? Because I don't think people are actually ready. I mean, we've already said this before in previous videos past, but we're going to say it. I don't think people are actually ready for lots more names that are going to be reviewed with in this case, because at this point, lots of people who are actually involved in this would be trying to save their heads, and we will have to be honest. But look at the timeline, everything, the narcissism, the manipulation, the control, the jealousy, like, I don't know, but when you start looking at all of the players involved in this, it's wild. It's wild. Just now you understand why Justin Baldoni had to cave. But let me know what you think.
All right, so some more points. I just love the idea that everybody's recorded. I just love it. I love it. I want Sony execs. I want to hear it. I want to hear WME execs. I want to hear Steph. I want to hear everything. I want to hear it all. Okay. This is like, we're never going to get this opportunity to just really see inside of Hollywood in this way. You know what I'm saying? We're never going to be able to see it. So anyways, you should know, obviously they went to court. The lawyers went to court, and they were representing their clients. So this was not an appearance from Blake Lively or from Ryan. And essentially I'm just going to tell you, just sum up what happened. No gag order will be granted. Blake Lively moved to she had her lawyer speak out and say that she did not want to have to be deposed by Brian Friedman. Super weird, bratty request. Not going to play well in the press. Again, she has, I think, the worst PR team in the entire world. I think Stephanie Sloan PR has, Leslie Sloan PR is terrible. I'm telling you, like, the moves they're making here to paint her as a victim, it tells you that they're not up on culture. Like, they don't know Me Too culture has moved away. And like trying to pretend you're being victimized by having to go to court over a lawsuit you filed because you don't like a lawyer is just dumb. Really dumb stuff. My understanding, by the way, is Leslie Sloan has a leg in at Hollywood Reporter. So she gets articles leaked to the Hollywood Reporter and Page Six. Those are her peeps. I know all of their articles, but I'm blanking at the moment. I'll get a list for you and tell you like where their plugs are. But I think this woman has aged out. I think, and I don't even know how old she is. I'm just saying, like, she obviously doesn't understand. Like, her finger's not in culture right now. So leaning further into this idea that she's a victim is not going to be good for your client. It's the exact opposite. Anyways, the judge did move because they argued back and forth, and she's like, well, the lawyers here basically were saying that Brian Friedman dropping the website was problematic. Brian Friedman came back and said everything I put on the website is public. We just made it easy for people to be able to find it. So the judge moved to adopt Rule 3.6, which is basically a warning to Brian Friedman, but it's not even a slap on the wrist. It's basically like, watch yourself, bro. So I don't think he's going to be doing any more interviews. That would be my guess based on what the judge said. If you follow the transcripts there, the judge then scheduled a date in March, which he said interrogatories are due, which essentially is just written questions that each side can get the other side to answer in writing to establish the facts of the case. And they can't like walk back on that. Amazingly, Vision PR, so Leslie Sloan, again, hired Sigrid McCauley to represent them. Like, I'm telling you, they got to leave this law firm. This PR firm, because her brand is feminism. And I'm not kidding. Sigrid McCauley represented all of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. So it's like the fact that you're even I don't know. I think it's utterly bonkers that they would try to be thinking of themselves, if they are, in terms of the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. I mean, totally nutty. But this is an actual quotation from the hearing today from Jeffrey Epstein victims lawyer, Sigrid McCauley. She said this, quote, "My client's female-run company shouldn't be subject to this." I'm not kidding. That's what she said about a deposition. She said, we don't want to have to sit for a deposition because it's a female-run company, which is just so pathetic. I'm so over the, like, we're strong girls, but also, like, when we want to, we're little puppies. We shouldn't be subject to depositions. And when the lawyer was asking her, she was asking for a stay on depositions, then I guess Brian Friedman looks over and he's like, great idea. And I don't want Melissa Nathan to have to sit for a deposition either because she's a female-run company. And so it's just hilarious. Okay. And so anyways, the judge concluded that no one would have to sit for depositions because Blake Lively's lawyer said that they may add more parties to the case, which is interesting. She said that there may be some more parties to the case, and the judge asked more questions about that. They said that they were going to try to get the parties to comply and agree to be parties, but if not, they may have to subpoena these individuals. And one thing they said that stood out to me was, quote, including people in the media who may have been paid. Okay, so that's Lively's lawyer saying that they're going to subpoena people in the media who may have been paid. I cannot believe that they still don't understand that no one is being paid and we just don't like them. Like, we're just like the mom sleuths, okay? We made time. We've got timelines. No one is over here getting paid from whoever you think we're getting paid from. But this is, I'm telling you, they are deep into their conspiracies. As I said, I have seen this before. Even in politics, I've seen this before. People just cannot perceive when they become that powerful that any person would do anything against them or not want to be with them. And they think people are constantly plotting their downfall. And so this shows you that they still have the mentality that what's happening now, which is the sleuths coming together and piecing together the story and people being angry by how bullied Justin Baldoni was. You notice, I'm not even bringing up Justin Baldoni. No one has brought up Justin Baldoni to me. They're basically like, he was just the puppy in the middle of this. It was like PR wars, angry people, A-list actors and actresses, and he was just easy to kick. There he is, right there. Pull up, puppy, nice, so sweet. And all these people are like, yep, we're A-list. Let's go around. What are we gonna do on Friday night? Let's go find some kittens to kick. Yeah, let's do it. And Justin Baldoni was there and they just did it. They were like, kicked him. They just threw him off of a roof. People who'd like throw kittens and see if they land on their feet. That was Justin Baldoni. And it looks like he's landing on his feet, by the way. Just gonna say that. But it's just interesting that they are going through this because they think they're hoping that they're gonna find something. And my instinct tells me that there's nothing there, that there is truly nothing there, and that the public reaction to Blake Lively was indeed authentic. Even Kirsten Flaw, the original reporter, whose interview got leaked during that time that went viral of Blake being really mean to her, she came out and gave a statement and said, no, nobody called me, nothing. She's like, I just saw people talking about her, and I remembered this moment where she made me feel so small, and I decided to just reshare it. But like, I was not a part of some smear campaign, and they just got it wrong. They just got it completely wrong. Another factoid, this came to me from a journalist. This is amazing. We were absolutely correct, so do not let people try to lie to you, that Taylor Swift's marketing person put that article in the Daily Mail, okay? That Taylor Swift's marketing person, as I accurately predicted, because I knew this dating back to like Kanye West, that she's got some woman named Tree Payne, who we might have a picture of, this woman right here, who is very powerful as well, neck and neck with Stephanie Jones. And she moved, and I think because of our episode, the day before, to say that Taylor Swift was, used, which is crap in my opinion, and got that put in the Daily Mail. Now you may have seen that Page Six then had a rebuttal to that and was like, it's not true, they're still friends. That's Blake Lively's team. That's Sloan PR, allegedly. They're running Page Six and Daily Mail Tree. So Taylor wants people to think she's not friends with Blake Lively. I don't know if it's true or not, but that's what her team wants the public to believe because they know it's going to get yucky. And if Tree is worth her pay, which I think she is, she's read through this lawsuit and she's just reading the writing on the wall. Okay. We were also correct, my understanding in our assessment, that Blake and Ryan never intended to file a real lawsuit. They just wanted to do the CRD complaint because they thought it would be enough and the public would be swayed. And they truly thought they were smarter than the public. So they plotted, again, they got to get rid of this Leslie Sloan PR people because they suck. Because they were like, the public's not smart enough to know the difference between a civil rights complaint in the courts and an actual lawsuit. And it took like 3 hours before mommy sleuths on TikTok were like, this is not a real lawsuit. I mean, like, literally, I saw threads about it in a blink of an eye. And so this is the problem with these Hollywood types. They think they're so much smarter than us and that we can't get to the bottom of anything. And if we do figure something out, it's because we're getting paid, which is ridiculous. And so I am obviously not going to let go of this lawsuit at all. And there apparently are more lawsuits coming. I'm hearing there are more lawsuits coming, and we're going to see what those have to do with. Hollywood Reporter. Again, Hollywood Reporter is basically working for Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. I don't know what articles they're doing, but I'm learning that that's the plug for the Leslie Sloan PR. I'm trying to understand all the PR wars because they matter. And that is that.
What's interesting is the level of narcissism, manipulation, and how dumb they think the public is. I mean, it's very nagbada. But at the exact same time, they just can't imagine that the entire public don't like them because I mean they are the big names or they are the people or they are the influential people and all that. But people can see through you, and obviously all what people want is the truth. And somewhere right in the middle the truth lies. And obviously you're seeing with the evidence being presented, obviously to the public, you can see where the truth is leaning towards. I mean, except they have something that is damning that would make the public shift side, but obviously you can see it. And at this point, I don't think after everything that we've seen so far, heard so far, people will still stick their neck to say Blake Lively is a victim. They just want to make her the victim so bad. It don't make sense. Like, make it make sense. But I'll love your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff.